Hey guys, welcome back to Tao of Stories. If you enjoy cultivation stories like Renegade Immortal, make sure to subscribe for the next episode. The atmosphere on the battlefield had grown heavy, almost suffocating. After a series of crushing defeats, the Heng Yue Sect stood on the brink of total humiliation. Their disciples had been beaten down one after another, their confidence shattered, their pride nearly gone. Even the elders, once calm and composed, now carried faint traces of worry and frustration on their faces. And then, he stepped forward. Zhou Peng, the head disciple of the Heng Yue Sect. With a single leap, he landed on the stage, his robes fluttering as his eyes swept across the Heng Yue Sect with pure arrogance. His voice rang out, cold and dominant. "All of you, come at once, I'll take you all on." His words were like a slap across the face of every Heng Yue disciple. The crowd erupted into noise, anger, disbelief, humiliation. But beneath it all was fear. Because deep down, they could feel it. This man was different. Zhang Kuang could no longer tolerate the insult. With a snort, he stepped forward and jumped onto the stage. Though he usually concealed his true strength, he had already reached the 8th layer of Qi condensation. But in Zhou Peng's eyes, he was nothing. With a cold laugh, Zhou Peng exposed Zhang Kuang's hidden cultivation in an instant, as if it were nothing more than a joke. Then, without hesitation, he waved his hand. A black snake shot out from his sleeve, and in the blink of an eye, it expanded into a massive python. The creature's cold eyes locked onto Zhang Kuang. Before anyone could react, a terrifying suction force erupted. Zhang Kuang's face turned pale with fear. His body was pulled forward uncontrollably, like a broken kite in the wind. He couldn't resist, couldn't even form a technique. In a single move, he was defeated. Zhou Peng grabbed him by the neck as if he were nothing more than a rag, his expression filled with disdain. "Train for a few more decades before challenging me again." With that, he flung Zhang Kuang off the stage. The impact was so strong that even the disciple who tried to catch him was dragged backward across the ground. Silence fell, the kind of silence that crushed hope. At that moment, everyone understood. This was not a fight. This was domination. Even Huang Long, the sect leader, felt bitterness rise in his heart. Based on that display, Zhou Peng was at least at the 10th layer of Qi condensation, perhaps even higher, with his true strength concealed. There was no one among their disciples who could face him, not even their best. One by one, the Heng Yue disciples lowered their heads. No one dared to step forward. No one except one. Amid the sea of bowed heads, a single figure stood still. Wang Lin. A mere 3rd-layer disciple, weak, ignored, often mocked. Yet his expression remained calm as he looked directly at Zhou Peng without the slightest hint of fear. Zhou Peng noticed immediately. His gaze locked on to Wang Lin. "Do you want to come up?" Those words drew everyone's attention. Confusion spread across the crowd. Why him? Why would a 3rd-layer disciple step forward when even the stronger ones refused? The truth, however, was far less heroic. The elders had already given up. They needed someone to go up, anyone, just to avoid complete disgrace. And Wang Lin was chosen, a scapegoat. Sun Dazhu, Wang Lin's master, immediately understood and grew furious. He saw through their intentions clearly. They were sacrificing his disciple to protect their pride. But his protests were ignored. The decision had been made. Wang Lin clasped his hands calmly. "As you command." And then, he stepped onto the stage. The moment he appeared, the Heng Yue Sect disciples burst into laughter. "A trash disciple? He'll be crushed instantly. Even I could kill him with one finger." Their voices were filled with ridicule. Even the Heng Yue Sect had no expectations. To them, this match was already over. Zhou Peng inhaled deeply, preparing to end everything in a single breath. The air around him trembled, as pressure built. Wang Lin felt it. Of course he did. This was his first real battle. To say he wasn't nervous would be a lie. But his eyes hardened. He focused all his strength. His attraction technique spread out silently. And then, without hesitation, he threw out a stink bomb. A loud explosion shattered the air. Black smoke engulfed the stage. And in the next instant, Zhou Peng was blasted backward. His body slammed into the ground, covered in foul black sludge, his expression frozen in disbelief. The giant python vanished. Everything went still. No one spoke. No one moved. The head disciple of the Renegade Sect had been defeated. By a single move, by someone at the third layer. Shock spread like wildfire. Even the elders stood frozen. Huang Long's mind buzzed. Dao Shu rubbed his eyes, unable to believe what he had just seen. Sun Dazhu muttered under his breath, as if trying to wake himself from a dream. "This is my disciple?" But Zhou Peng refused to accept it. His face twisted with rage and humiliation as he leapt back onto the stage. That didn't count. This time, he attacked seriously. But Wang Lin didn't hesitate. He raised his hand again. The invisible force struck. Zhou Peng was sent flying once more. He got up again, and again, each time angrier, each time more desperate, until finally, he tore off the talisman on his chest. His true cultivation erupted outward. 12th layer key condensation. A terrifying power surged through the stage. But even then, Wang Lin's hand moved, and Zhou Peng was sent flying yet again. This time, he couldn't rise. He collapsed, his body trembling, his consciousness fading under the weight of defeat and shame. Silence returned. But this time, it was different. The silence broke into shock. The shock turned into excitement. The Heng Yue Sect erupted. Cheers filled the air. The same person they once called trash was now standing undefeated on the stage. Even the elders looked at him differently, with admiration, with confusion, with deep curiosity. How could someone at the third layer do this? Some believed it was a hidden technique. Others claimed it was a lost ancient art. Some even suspected that Wang Lin had already stepped into a higher realm. But no one knew the truth, and Wang Lin gave no explanation. Standing on the stage, his confidence grew. For the first time, he truly felt his own power. His gaze swept across the Renegade Sect. Who's next? This time, no one answered. The arrogance that once filled the Renegade Sect disappeared completely. Their disciples lowered their heads, unwilling to meet his eyes. Finally, one person stepped forward, Yang Yi. Unlike Zhou Peng, he was cautious, respectful. He understood the danger. Instead of fighting head-on, he proposed a condition. If I last 20 seconds, I win. His plan was simple: survive. He activated a speed-enhancing treasure, his body becoming a blur as he dashed across the stage, avoiding direct confrontation. But he didn't realize, speed meant nothing in front of Wang Lin. Wang Lin's divine sense spread outward, locking onto him effortlessly. No matter how fast Yang Yi moved, he couldn't escape. Wang Lin's lips curved slightly, and slowly, he raised his hand once again. The balance of power had completely shifted. The one once looked down upon, now stood above them all. But this victory was only the beginning. Because the moment Wang Lin revealed his strength, he also revealed himself to the world. And in a world like this, power never comes without consequences. As the dust settled and the cheers echoed, unseen currents began to move. The elders would question him. The other sects would remember him. And those who once mocked him would begin to fear him. But far beyond this battlefield, something greater was waiting. Something that would test not just his strength, but his fate. And as Wang Lin stood there, calm and silent, one thing was certain. But so had the storm. In the next episode, the aftermath begins. secrets will be questioned, intentions will be revealed, and the quiet cultivator who once hid in the shadows will no longer be ignored. Because now, everyone is watching him.